How important is a rhythm section to a band?
Everything.
I mean,
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like not having your legs.
That's right.
yeah,
It's the difference between being able to really play
Yeah.
and not being able
yeah.
to play.
I imagine you don't have to worry about listening to what's going on back there, because
No, I'm listening to it all the time. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's what really lifts you up and makes you play great.
right.
You know, having the drummer and the bass player playing like that for me.
It's an unbelievable foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could be playing a lick, you know, a repetitive thing, and if the drummer picks up on that and accents that, then that propels you a little bit
Wow.
more. If a bass player realizes that you're going through a different set of changes and they adapt, then you can arrange on the fly. But if guys are just locked into doing one part, then you might as well have a robot up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's boring.
Wow.
Very boring
Wow.
when you don't have guys that can really swing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking the ears that you guys have when you're playing, that you've developed over the decades of playing, are just are beautiful.
It's a cute one, isn't it?
to hear something like you say, Charlie, and then all of a sudden adapt on the fly. That's
Oh, it happens all the time.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and
that's what makes it special and exciting, and every show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is you and Wes, I think, you guys have kind of a similar chemistry to what you do.
yeah, there's
You guys
there's-
are more live wire, I guess is what I'm saying.
There's a push-pull thing going on
Yeah.
in this band where
Yeah.
you got Wes and me are like, you know, guys driving down the freeway at 90 miles an hour, and then you got
Careening
RW and
in.
Anson over slowing.
Careening into barriers.
We're dragging it back.
Yeah, I mean, but they're playing.
They're stepping on the brakes.
We're the ones that are going to get the ticket.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. And they're in the slow lane doing below the speed limit. Yeah.
And I'm handing out parking tickets.
Right.
Speeding
Yeah.
tickets.
Well, you guys have played with some of the great harmonica players. Of course, Rick Estrin. You were a harmonica player yourself, Charlie. Sam. What's Mark's special talent as a harmonica player? What does he bring to the harmonica?
Well, I think he's sort of a jack of all trades that has learned how to play in a variety of styles and be true to those styles, and it brings a lot of enthusiasm to it, and you know, he's not locked into just one little thing. I mean, there's guys out there, and I don't want to mention any names, but harmonica players who got so many little bells and whistles and pedals they stick on and step on and all that stuff. Mark just gets up there and plays the harmonica, you know, and it makes it sound like the guys did back in the day, and that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, yeah. And Anson, for you as a
I agree. I mean, I think Mark knows all those different styles, and this is like the hardest working guy in the world.
I know.
I mean, my hat goes
I
off to him
second that.
because Charlie and I both know what it's like to run a band. It's an unbelievable
Yeah.
job. I mean, and it's a lot of responsibility, and my hat goes off to you. I just don't want to do it.
And it sounds like he's got, you know, more than one band. He's got you guys, he's got the harp blowouts that he's working with, he's got his own gigs going on. Yeah.
The Blues Survivors are pretty loosely based these
Yeah.
days. So it's basically me and Rusty and RW
Yeah, yeah.
and whatever drummer we get.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and that's playing mainly up in the...
Mainly California dates, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, with all of the technique that he has and all of the, as you say, knowledge of all the other harmonica players, he still is very uniquely Mark Hummel. When you hear, you know, when I put on a harmonica thing, I know immediately which one is Mark Hummel from a number of other people. Definitely have your own
That's
style.
good.
Yeah.
I can't hear it half the time.
I mean, I think that's what we all
Yeah.
strive for.
Yeah, well,
is
each
to-
one of you guys, you know, not to give away anything, but I sort of can tell on the CD when it's Charlie soloing and when it's Anson
Right.
soloing, because you each have a certain style that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But the fun comes when it's that live and anything can happen style. You've also, what other projects are you working with besides the harmonica?
He's still got the Rockets and Charlie does a jazz thing still.
I got all sorts of things going on. I got so many irons in the fire that.
Boy, and I thought you retired years ago.
I know, but I've realized, Art, that the reason I was put on this planet was to play music.
Yeah, yeah.
Was not to be out on the golf course like some people.
Yeah. Anson, I got my clubs in the car. Let's go.
Let's hit it.
But you know, I've got I've been getting together with a group of people playing gypsy jazz
Right.
on and off. for years. I call that the Little Charlie Caravan. I got people I get together with and play Brazilian music, and which is called choro music, and I've got the organ trio with a couple of the nightcaps. It's called Little Charlie and Organ Grinder Swing.
Oh, cool.
We do that stuff. I get together with people and play traditional jazz.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, music is life, and the more I learn about music, it spills over into all the kinds of music I play.
Right. And you still have the Rockets going then?
Still have the Rockets. I've been using Joe to sing, Big Joe.
Oh,
player.
yeah.
And so he'll play drums and sing, and I got two keyboard players and string bass, and
Nice.
it's been fun.
Nice.
Every once in a while, I'll have enough money that I can add like Kaz and John Mills
Yeah.
and have two horns. That's fun.
Good.
But I've been producing some stuff. I'm
Yeah.
headed back in the studio next month with Andy T and Nick.
Oh, good.
Work on
Yeah.
a new record.
Good stuff. Good
So.
stuff. Yeah.
Just I don't know, just
Yeah.
working, playing golf.
Well, I know, Charlie, you've been here a number of years to do the Django
In June,
in
yeah.
June up in Northampton. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I love Northampton and all the
Yeah.
great little spots
Oh
there.
God, yeah.
It's a great thing because in that kind of music there's
Yeah.
camaraderie.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I really realized that that's perhaps something that's not always there in the blues world.
Mhm.
You know, there's different things going on. I mean, I'm not saying in this band, but I mean, and just in general across the thing, people don't share stuff. But in things like gypsy jazz and maybe a few other kinds of music, people just, you know, they'll get together and collaborate and have big jams. I mean, have you ever seen a jam session when you had 50 harmonica players all around, you know?
Yeah, the blowouts.
Well, but not with the people like the students and stuff like that.
No,
Yeah,
no, that's true.
And so I like Django Revue for that, and then you got people of all levels, you know, learning and sharing music and stuff like that. So I think it's a great thing
That's
for
cool.
people that are into that kind of music.
Nice. Yeah. Well, you guys have all devoted a lifetime to the blues. What does it teach you? What has it taught you in this life?
Think about an alternate career.
Yeah, why did I ever do this? But you've touched so many people too, you know, with your music and your friendship and,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
But-
I mean, you know, I think we're a really lucky generation because the three of us were really around to be able to see all the
Yeah.
greats and actually get to play with
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
And I mean, that's an amazing thing that all these younger musicians will never get to do.
I was thinking
And
about
make
that.
a living. You know,
Yeah.
you can no
That's right.
longer be a young person and make a living playing music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about that on the way out here, you know,
Yeah.
when I introduced you tonight, that you three guys have probably played, and with Wes and RW, you probably have played with every blues legend there is.
Not everyone, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
We've all played about 6,000 gigs.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a lot of things
That's-
to live through. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, everything that's going to happen to you on the bandstand has happened to us.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Is that what keeps exciting us?
That's what keeps, yeah.
Well, I think that's what
Yeah.
makes it makes it possible to get up on stage when you're dead tired and still
Yeah.
put on a good show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We did that, what, yesterday? No, day
Yeah,
before.
Every day.
Day
last
before.
week.
But the day before, we did,
Or
what,
the drive
450?
Yeah, to drive through a
450,
snowstorm,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and play a gig, and play a really good gig, the
Yeah.
way this band did.
Yeah,
That's saying something.
yeah. And, you know, kudos too to Electrify and Andrew
Yeah.
for realizing the value of what you do.
Yeah.
That he's willing to put these CDs out and keep
Yeah.
them coming.
Well, he loves this band, there's no
Yeah,
doubt.
oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be at the Pennsylvania Festival this year? Because I know
We
Andrew.
really got shorted on blues
festivals?
festivals this
Yeah.
year, big
That's-
time.
That's too bad, because
Yeah,
you do
which
such a
is
good show.
really, it's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
They come and go. I mean, one year you might play 10, and the next year you
Yeah.
play 2. It's
That's
just
Yeah,
the
and
nature of
especially
the
with a new
business.
release out, you would think,
You would
the
think, but you know, a
festival-
lot of them are talking about next year.
Yeah, that's true, because they're booking the festivals.
Right,
Oh, are you guys doing Bradenton?
yes.
That's right, we'll be there.
We're also
Yeah.
doing Sunbanks too, up in Washington.
Okay. Yeah, the Bradenton thing is very cool.
Yeah.
You know, Anson, if you come down a day or stay a day late, there's a lot of nice golf
What are we
courses
doing,
down
Mark?
there.
We're
In
playing.
December. Yeah,
I will get up at the crack of dawn to play golf.
because Bonnie and I
You
did
might
that
be
last
able to
year.
do that.
We played golf the day after the festival down in
Did you?
Bradenton, yeah, so we'll be there for that, because that's where the magazine office is, and we're kind of
Oh,
a partner
okay.
of the
Yeah.
festival. putting on
Cool.
it. It's a great little fest, you'll love it.
The last time we played the Sunbanks Festival, they had these forest fires going on, and they
That's
were
right.
evacuating. They said, everybody who's in this town must go home now, and then that's where our hotel was.
Yeah.
And I
That's
said, wait a
right.
minute, we gotta go. And he goes, no, you gotta keep on playing. And it was, the smoke was so thick, I don't even know how you could play, it was just.
You know, it was weird. It didn't
Yeah.
really affect me while I was on stage. But I mean, I could see it.
Yeah.
I could
see
sure
it, you could
see it.
smell it.
Sure.
Was
Yeah.
I there?
Yeah. No, this was just me and Charlie and
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
I didn't
the
remember
band.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when they had those fires in Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it was intense.
Yeah, yeah.
We could see
Well, no,
it.
it wasn't intense.
We could
was
see it on.
actually outdoors.
We could see it. Very good.
Thank you.
We could see, like, right on the ridge, the fire coming
Yeah.
at us. That's what was crazy.
Wow, wow.
You know, because
Yeah.
we were like,
Well,
we didn't know if we were going to have to stop or what the
Yeah.
story was.
It's one of the things about being in this business. I mean, you'll be playing, and there's a hurricane coming in, or there's been terrorist things,
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, you don't call in
Tornadoes.
sick to
No,
this job.
you do not.
You don't
Yeah.
say, I don't think I can make it because
Yeah.
the weather doesn't look good.
That's right, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Because there'll be that one person who, gave it all to get there because they really wanted to see you and you just,
Yeah.
Well, remember, what was it, 7, 8 years ago, the cloud over Europe from the Icelandic.
Oh, yeah.
I missed
thing,
it.
And Charlie Musselwhite was over in Norway and couldn't get out. And
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
I
almost, you were almost there?
I flew to Chicago and was flying from Chicago to I guess
No Toden or something?
I can't remember exactly which of the, but I had Greg Eisler was
Okay,
going to play with us. We got all the way to Chicago, and they wouldn't let us go any
Yeah,
further.
yeah.
Wow.
That was it.
Well, guys, we certainly appreciate having you here in the studio, and I know you're going to love this little gig here, and once these things get out on YouTube, maybe you'll no. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the Golden State Lone Star Blues Revue. That's a mouthful.
The world's
Their new-
longest title.
Yeah, their new CD is on Electrify Records, and it's Mark Hummel, Anson Funderburgh, and Charlie Baty. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Art.
Thanks,
Thank
Art.
you, Art.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.